Liverpool's press have come out, LB, and said that this was never going to be a busy summer. So essentially stating that we're not struggling. They're not struggling to sign players. They're just not working on really signing new players. They're the only. I read a stat, and I'm going to probably say this slightly wrong. I read somewhere that Liverpool are the only professional team in England to have not signed a player so far this summer. How bad is that for their title hopes next year?
No, it's fine. Absolutely no problems, yeah, because we spoke about this last week on the show. I give my honest opinions. In the reason that they're not doing this is because their owners are not serious. A lot of Liverpool fans try to cook me and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so no problem then. Liverpool are fine. They're going to be challenging City and Arsenal again for the Premier League. They don't need to sign anyone. They don't need a DM. Arne Slot's the saviour, yeah, and they're going to be mint. Oh, this is the thing, man. Again, it's the same with the Chelsea fans. Some of the Liverpool fans are now doing it. Yeah, they just don't want to just speak about actual legit situation. They need a DM. They need another centre half. They probably need another attacker and get rid of one of those because one of them, they're not going to get rid of Nunes, but like Jota's always injured. Diaz is not good enough in my opinion. And obviously Salah is going to be on the decline because of his age. And then whenever you say anything about Liverpool, and it's the same with Chelsea, you say, oh, they're not serious. The owners don't want to put the money in. You know what I mean? Not going to sign anyone, and they're not going to be challenging for the Premier League. They get all of the Liverpool fans try to cook you, saying, "Oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about." And it's just like, give me a break, man. Do you know what I mean? All right, then, no problem. You think you're going to be challenging for the Premier League if you don't make any signings? All right, then, no worries, man. GG's on that one. Yeah, I'll see you in May. See where you are then. Yeah, if you need to sign a DM, if you don't sign a DM, that is shocking. Now, granted, there is still a month left of the window. Yeah, I mean, so we still got some time, but everything that I'm hearing, and obviously you just said it there, is that they're not really like that urgent, and I just think that's bizarre, man. They're screaming out for a CDM, and if they don't get one, that is shocking, bro.
Well, I'm with LB here. I don't think they need that much either. That's what's crazy. Is that only? It's not like they need 12 players here. We're talking about a CDM that's going to potentially take over from Van Dijk or allow for him not to have to play as many games. I think they need a CDM that's better than Endo, albeit he had a very good season and was good. And I think they do need a proper number 9, in my opinion, because Jota is by far their best finisher, but he's hardly ever fit. Diaz, not for me. Nunez definitely ain't their number 9. And Gakpo's only good in a Holland shirt, it seems. So for me, I think they need them 3 players, definitely bare minimum. They've also got to do all they can to keep hold of Trent and make sure that he don't go anywhere, because that is an absolute mad thing to let him run down. That, I mean, that's just a madness for me.
Yeah, but again, Dan, I've been saying this for 6-7 months. I called it out a year ago. I said, how come you're letting Trent get his contract? I don't worry, it's being taken care of. Like some of these fans know the director of football and like the people and they're in conversation with me saying, no, hang on a minute. You know, if Phil Foden had a year left on his contract, I'd be going sick, mate. I'd be doing streams. I'd be calling out the owners. I'd be calling out the people who run the football and come and saying, what is going on here? Why has Haaland got a year left? Why has Foden got a year left on his contract? They've got a generational talent in Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I'm being told, oh, don't worry, he won't go anywhere because he's Scouse. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? This is an absolute disgrace that Liverpool have let him get down to a year left on his contract. And by the way, yeah, even if he does sign a new contract, because you've let it get down to a year, he's now got the negotiating position on wages. So he will earn. I mean, he's always going to get big wages anyway, but he will get now big wages if he does sign a contract because he's got you over a barrel.
I saw yesterday they're trying to get Davies and Trent on a free the following summer. That's what I saw the link with. So they can say, yeah, I'll chat with you in January and I'll see what Liverpool offer me in January and then I'll make a decision. And if I don't like where the club's going this season, let's say Liverpool have a shocker and they come 6th or 7th, then Trent can go, yeah, I'm going to go Real Madrid. And they've let that happen. Liverpool have let him go down to 1 year. We used to do it. We used to do it with all of them. It used to drive me insane. It was absolutely terrible under Gazidis with Ozil and with Sanchez and with all of these guys. We used to do it. You just got to get to 2 years and go, right, you're signing? No, right, we'll sell you then. You can't be dealing. You got to get the right money for it, man. You've got to. And people might not like to hear that.
Bro, the biggest one for me, on how not to run a football club is looking at PSG with Mbappe deal. He absolutely roasted them because he kept on every time his contract was a year, 2 years. PSG went, oh, come on, mate, sign a 3, 4, 5 year contract. No, I signed 1 year. And then he signed a contract because they didn't want to sell him. He'd done a year, and then he had 1 year left on his contract again. And then he said, oh, give me another year. But before you know it, the guy's earning £1 million a week. Yeah. And he leaves on a free transfer.
Yeah.
Football clubs have to be brave. They have to be brave. If it's that no footballer, has more power than the club. If the footballer doesn't sign the contract and that puts you at risk of losing a player like that, like Trent, on a free transfer, you have to sell him. And a lot of fans won't want to hear that, but you cannot allow Trent Alexander-Arnold to walk out on a free transfer. That's £100 million player any day of the week right now. You can't let him leave on a free. You know what I mean? You got Salah. Salah's contract ends next year. Trent's contract ends next year. I mean, what have they been doing? Have these guys, have they not got anyone in the contract department? What is happening here? I mean, if they lose Salah next year and Trent, both on free transfers, that's over £200 million. I'm a gaslighting. Tell me I'm gaslighting. You're in a situation where you've got £200 million plus worth of footballer that could leave your football club in 12 months' time on a free contract, and you're telling me that I'm gaslighting instead of looking at your own football club and asking how your club's in that position. I'd be saying about any other football club, if Arsenal let Odegaard, Saka get down to 1 year left on a contract, if City let Foden get down to 1 year and Haaland get down to 1 year contract, I'd be letting them, I'd be cooking them as well. What do you mean VVD? Don't tell me he's got 1 year left on his contract as well.
Yeah, he has, I think. And Alisson as well, isn't it? Isn't it Alisson as well?
No ways, Van Dijk.
I might not. Don't quote me on it.
I've got to check this, bro.
I'm sure it's Alisson as well, but I might be wrong.
Check it. I'm not too sure.
Van Dijk here, contract. Oh, it is. What have they been doing, bro? Do they not have a contract department? They're all on strike. I'm going to have to check the full squad contracts here. Yeah, 1 sec. Liverpool squad contracts. Here we go. Right, let's have a look at this. Agents and contracts. Don't tell me there's more than... Oh, my God. The 3 best players. Don't tell me Alisson's out of contract next year. Please.
Hang on. So Salah's ends 2025. Trent's 2025.
And
VVD 2025. Wow.
And, that's it, 2025, yeah? And then...
26.
It's not. 2026 is Robertson, Kelleher, Kanate, and then that Vandenberg. Alisson's not till 2027. People saying Alisson, that's fake news.
Alisson's 2027. But even Kanate 2026, if he sees those 3 top players leave and they don't replace them and they're not doing that well under slot, he ain't renewing either. He's young enough to do. It's crazy. Carl says KDB's on 1 year, but City have got
KDB's going to be 34 years old next year.
Yeah.
He's going to be 34 years old next year. And he might sign a 1 year contract extension.
Wow.
This is like Kyle's an Arsenal fan, though. The difference is, Trent is young, right? Salah, if he goes, man, he's been carried. See, this is why I don't like people, man, because people disrespect Mohamed Salah. Nah, for real, bro. People disrespect Mohamed Salah. If it wasn't for Mohamed Salah,
I agree
Liverpool would have been miles away from anything that they've achieved over the last years. Now, I know they've got other players that have done well as well, but Mohamed Salah is one of the greatest players we've seen in the Premier League. And people are trying to just pretend like when he goes, it's going to be fine. Mohamed Salah is insane, bro, and he cannot leave just on a free transfer next year with Trent and Van Dijk. I mean, how are Liverpool fans not outraged by this? Am I missing something here?
No, you're speaking facts, bro. You're speaking absolute facts. This is what I felt like when Gazidis and Wenger were at Arsenal. When Gazidis and Wenger were at Arsenal, this is what I was screaming every summer. What's happening with Sanchez? What's happening with Ozil? What's happening with Aubameyang? There's other players before that just letting their contracts run down. We're doing nothing about it. And I love the passion personally because I know you're not a Liverpool fan and I know you don't care how they do. But I'm kind of with you, LB. Why are the Liverpool fans just like, well, Trent will sign because he's from Liverpool? Right? When Real Madrid come knocking, we'll see how scouse he is. Do you know what I mean? Because trust me, Real Madrid is a different knock. Jude Bellingham is his best mate. They've been out together in LA. So trust me, there is no guarantee that Trent will stay. He might do. and I bet you hope he does. And if he does stay, he'll be a Gerrard legend. He'll probably be given the captaincy, and everyone will hail him. But this is a bad, bad move from Liverpool. This is poor from the board. This is shocking, in fact, to have their three best players, arguably that they've had in a very, very long, long time, all on 1 year. That is insane.
It's the three greatest players it's the three greatest players of their Premier League era, without a shadow of a doubt. They've had lots of other talented players, but when I say greatest, I'm factoring in how good they are as individual footballers, but what they've achieved, the trophies they've won. They're the three greatest Premier League players they've had. They're the best players since the sort of Dalglish, Souness, Keegan era, and they've all got a year left, and that's poor management. Because if we've got to a resolution 2 years ago that either have new deals or you should have sold them at a profit. And in the end, like not selling Mohamed Salah, if he leaves for free now last year for 100+ million, it ends up being a big mistake, and it was a gamble. And yeah, it's troublesome. I didn't realize it was all three in the last year. I knew that all three were up for leaving, but I didn't realize that all three were in the last year of their contract. That is absolutely crazy. And yes, all three are bigger Premier League legends, in my opinion, for Liverpool than Gerrard. Gerrard didn't lift them the trophies that they've won, especially not winning the Premier League. So yeah, he's definitely better.
Can I just address something as well?
Go on.
People talking about Gundogan leaving on a free. City fans were outraged about Gundogan leaving on a free. We were outraged 3-4 months before he left on a free. We didn't just turn. It's not how we just went, oh, it don't matter. City fans were calling the board out. We called the board out. We said, what are you doing? Give him the contract. They never gave him the contract, and then he left on a free. We called them out and said, what the hell did you do? They didn't offer him the contract that Gundogan wanted. Gundogan left. We called that. We called the people out. Even though we're successful and we're winning stuff, we still called the people out where there was a mistake. The point is, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of Liverpool fans out there that are calling out what is staring you in the face of your three best players, bar Alisson, all got 1 year left on the contract. Now, again, like, at the end of the day, some people just don't want to accept that they could be in trouble here and just don't accept it. Maybe in 12 months' time,
it's
could be in a better situation. Don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because I don't think they'll win the league next year, but that should be the expectation. I'm seeing Liverpool fans play it down. No, transitional period will be okay. Like, it's going to take years to get back. I kind of get when a manager leaves, there can be a dip. And a few have said, oh, but you had a dip when Fergie left. But the biggest reason firstly, Klopp ain't Fergie. Fergie was miles ahead. He's one of the greatest ever. But the biggest reason we dropped off after Fergie was how we were run. We now know that with hindsight, right? You lot have got the likes of Edwards running your club. You don't have an excuse. If Man United would have gone and brought the board in now that we've gone and done this summer, in the summer of 2013, hired our own manager, I do not believe we'd be in this position now. And that's why I'm so intrigued about what Liverpool are doing. In terms of, you can see, I think a lot of their fans know there's a problem. I actually think Craig from the Anfield Agenda has been calling it out. You can kind of tell they know there's a problem with the way they're talking about their club. Like, everything's okay, there's no problems here. And they attack anybody that calls out these issues. That's typically when you know a fan base is under a lot of pressure. And I'm not saying they're going to come 10th or anything stupid like that. But the only success for Liverpool is winning the league. And I don't think they've got the squad or the capability. Well, they haven't. They didn't have the capability of winning it last year with the manager they say was better. They bought no one. And realistically, who are they going to buy in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the window after they're buying this PR? Oh, he's assessing the squad first. He's assessing the squad, then we'll buy. Who are you going to get in the last 3 weeks of the window? Who's going to move the needle to overtake Arsenal and City? Because that's your standard you should be aiming for. The answer is no one, in my opinion. Like, who is out? All the better players are going now. And it'll be gone by the time it comes to August, like sort of when the season's begun. In fact, the league starts in, 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks?
I'm sorry as well, just to repeat what I said last week as well, yeah. I ain't buying this whole, Slot just wants to look at the players and assess the players.
That's crazy.
If you believe that, you are so naive, yeah, it's unsavable from the position that you're in. He just wants to assess the players. Nah, let's not do that, yeah. If they're not signing players, it's because there's a reason they don't want to sign players. It's because either they don't have the money or they don't want to spend the money or they're going into managed decline. They're the options. There is not a chance that Arne Slot doesn't already know which players are good enough and which players are not good enough. Not a chat. And by the way, if that is the situation, then you're going to be in for a rough ride. Because if you think he's going to be able to assess that in the space of 4 weeks, you're in cuckoo land, Brit.
I'd love to speak to some of the Liverpool fans as well, because I speak to most of the Liverpool fans I speak to are Gen, to be fair. Like on socials, I don't really take much notice on social media of fans really. But are Liverpool fans like genuinely believing that they should be going for a title? Or are they kind of thinking, well, hopefully we'll get third. We're not really doing much here. Like, where are they at? Like, I don't know if you two have spoken to any of the Liverpool fans more than me. Because
my opinion is this. They know they should be challenging, but they know they're not going to. So what they're trying to do, because Liverpool do this Cinderella story all the time, they're pushing out, no, we're in a top 4 race this year. And that's the standards we're now at. And we're just ignoring that they were a title contending team.
That's crazy.
Up until Klopp left. And now they're trying to paint this picture they're in a top 4 race, as opposed to saying we should be challenging for the title. That way, failing to challenge for the title, but maybe finishing top 4, they can paint as a successful season. It's just so obvious what's happening. So obvious.
That's mad.
Yeah,
like, for me, they should be going for a title. You know, it wasn't long ago that they were like a few kicks away from winning serious trophies if it weren't for City. That was only 2 years ago. Last season, they were in a title race right up until the last few games of the season. They should be going for it again. Now, granted, Jurgen Klopp is a massive reason as to why they were a part of that. Right? I totally agree with that. But then Arne Slot's coming in. You've got to at least give the guy a chance. You've got to say to him, right, who do you want to bring in? We clearly need these 3 players. And I'm not saying they're going to go and get world beaters, but they could go and get players that would come in and be better than the likes of Endo, replace the likes of Matip, who's been replaced in the backup centre-backs before. Go and get a number 9, even if it's Ivan Toney, who apparently is a big Liverpool fan anyway. Go and try and do something like that. Don't just go, well, we'll just assess the players. Hopefully we get top 4. Then we go again. Is that what it is? Is that actually happening?
You know what's crazy with Liverpool, right? Is that I don't even think that they need that many players. And again,
me neither.
Caveat this with the fact that there is still a month left of the window, right? But as Terry says, like this is now when you want to be making the move when you're in pre-season. You don't want to be making the move when the season's already started. You know, they could get a DM, maybe another centre half and an attacker, and maybe some people will say a left back, right? They don't need 6, 7, 8 players.
Agreed.
They've got some insane players. They've got the best goalkeeper in the world. Van Dijk's insane. Trent's class. Salah's mega. Yeah. McAllister's doing great as well. You're throwing in proper DM, right? Which actually, if you actually look around in football, DM is one of the only positions out there where there's still quite a lot of DMs that are pretty decent. Look at the striker market; it's dead. The DM market's pretty decent. Maybe get an attacker, another centre half, and a left back. Yeah, in an ideal world, you know, that's enough. But, you know, they'll peddle this narrative of, oh, you know, a Slot wants to assess the squad. We might do some business in the last week. Nah, don't buy it at all.
Yeah, it feels off to me. It does. It's something about it feels off. Doesn't feel right, especially as a new manager as well. You just want to give him something. You've got to freshen the squad up. Give the new manager something. But Liverpool fans backing it, Liverpool fans supporting it. We'll see how it goes.